We have seen disabled people who defied all odds and did things which you can only expect to be done by fit and healthy people. A good example can be Hamis Lugonda from Tanzania, who can write, cook, cultivate, fish, and do other many physical activities without arms. Or Nyongabire Eric from Burundi, who can play football while he doesn't have legs. I kid you not, these people might be disabled, but their abilities are far superior even to the normal people who are not disabled. But when Uitije Beata delivered Ukwisigira Eric, she was shocked to see how his son doesn't have arms and thus fell into coma. She was yet to realize that a disabled child can be as productive as a healthy one. When I get pregnant with Eric, I could sense that he had some problems. He was not active as other children are when they are still in the womb. I reached out to my doctor and told him the issue, but he reassured me saying that the child is good and that I should not worry about anything. When I delivered him, he was born without arms. I was deeply shocked because it was the first time for me to see that kind of scenario. I fell into coma, but when I woke up again, I realized that I was not dreaming, as my child has no arms. It's a reality I struggle to accept. It will take a long time for Beata to fully accept the reality of her child, as she always thought that somehow her son would be able to develop his arms.
Nko mu mezi 3 ya mbere nge nibwiraga yuko byibura nzasinzira nkakanguka mbona amaboko ye yaje, nkumva ntabwo bibaho ibyabaye, nkumva ntibibaho, nkumva amaboko ataraziye mu nda azazira ku isi, je niko numvaga ko azaza nyuma. Ubwo rero umwana nahamariye kuvuka n'abantu bakajya bambwira amagambo, umwe avuga ibyo ndavuga ibyo tije namwica undi tije nahita birangiza. Ubwo nanjye kubyakira birangora pe.
Time came when Beata and her husband wanted their child to be baptized. This is the first time Beata came to realize that she had wished bad for her son and decided to repent. I went to repent and ask God to forgive me because of my words. I repented for my bad words and thoughts I had when I delivered my child. I also had some thoughts that it would have been better if he had died after we delivered him. I also wished that his pregnancy should not have been successful, but I would then remember that some of the women whom we were pregnant at the same time, so maybe God had a good plan for my child. But then again, when I saw other healthy kids walking around, I would again wish to have miscarried in the first place. Even when I went to vaccinate him at the hospital, I would be afraid to pull him out of my bag. I was always hesitant and didn't wish other mothers to see him. She was counseled by the priest who informed her that her child, no matter his condition, was a gift from God and that she was supposed to accept him as he was. Such counseling helped Beata to fall in love with his son again and to quench some negativity which was mostly projected by some of her neighbors.
Nahise numva umwana wanje mwiyumvisemo mukunze ibyo kuvuga ngo amagambo bo hirya no hino bavuga, naravuze nti uyu niwe wanje, ndamurera numva ko ashimishije. Yego ibicantege mu rugendo ntibijya bibura hirya no hino no mu miryango niki, ariko mu minsi ya mbere ho byabanje kungora kumwakira.
Beata was terrified by the fact that she would always have to be available for her son. She had initially thought that her son had no abilities to do anything on his own, but all that changed when her son started to do certain things on his own, including feeding himself, dressing himself, and other minor tasks. I thought that I would be the one who could take care of him all the time. I thought that I would feed him and do everything that was necessary for his survival. What pained me the most was my admission to wish my son died before me. But after seeing him able to eat porridge and feed himself, I was surprised. He would break wood and dress himself. That's when I started to treat him like any other kid around here. Eric had taught himself most of the most he knew. For instance, he learned how to crawl and how to stand without any help from his parents. His father, Habiyaremye Damascene, has played a critical role in terms of motivating his son. He did so by using Afrimax English videos, which showcased the strength of disabled people who defied odds and achieved what seemed impossible. He always showed his son the video of Hamisi Lugonda, who can cultivate, write and eat using legs, given that he doesn't have arms. He also shows him Nyongabire Eric, who is willing to compete in the Olympics despite lacking legs. All this encouraged his son to believe in himself, as he saw that there are other disabled people who are able to do various activities. When we received our son, it was very hard for us to accept the fact that he was born without arms. We worried about his future, but your videos on YouTube comforted me. I saw a man who could do almost everything without arms, and another one who dreams to compete in the Olympics while he doesn't have legs. All of that encourages me and my son that our future will be much brighter. Despite his efforts to improve the life of his son, Damascene is struggling to cope with expenses that come with the condition of his son. Eric attends a designated school for disabled children far away from their home, but affording his school fees is very difficult. Together with his wife, they wish to find support so that their son could keep up with his education, which they believe is the only ticket to a bright future. Our wish is that we would like to find support for his education so that he can study in the same condition with other students. With his disability, we want him to get a better education in order to increase his chance of a good life in the future. Education also helps him to meet other people. He used to be shy and would cry whenever people looked at him. But as he grew and met other people, he came to familiarize himself with other environments. Damascene is confident that his son will be able to defy odds despite his disability, just like Eric, who plays football without arms, and Hamisi, who can fish, make blogs and feed himself while he doesn't have arms. You can help this family to pay the school fees of their child through givinglife.com, with links found in description and pinned in top comments. Thank you for watching. I'm Elijah and this is Afrimax English. Remember to subscribe.